all of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
I infiltrate the Illuminati, find out what the fuck they got going on, get the information, run back to y'all, tell y'all everything I know. That's my motherfucking job. But I don't know how many more times I'm gonna be able to sneak in there. Thanks to Shannon Sharp and 90 million views, I can't sneak very often. So while I was in there this last time, knowing that my last report might be my last report, I went in there and I got information for everybody. Look at my white friends. Us too? That's right, white secrets.
Because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hoe I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Katt Williams just dropped a warning, and it has the entire industry feeling uneasy. This time he's not joking. He's not ranting. He's hinting at who might be next in 2026 to beat. And according to him, this pattern has already started. The names he's pointing at, way bigger than people expected. If he's right, some voices could disappear right when they get too close to the truth. Now here's what makes this different. Katt isn't being vague anymore. He's talking about a pattern. You speak too much. You get labeled, and suddenly, you're gone, right when things start getting too real. And once you follow that pattern, certain names start standing out. First one, Wendy Williams. You remember her. She interviewed everyone. She knew things early. Sometimes too early, like that moment with Diddy. When he brought up her son, her whole energy shifted instantly.
I just felt like us as African-American men and women, we needed to have a story that had a happy ending, a success story.
And let me tell you something. As the mother of a now 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Who I met backstage,
He did?
He's a great young man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You represent a lot to a lot of people in general.
Wendy was fearless. She said what others wouldn't. She called out industry behavior, questioned powerful people, and spoke on what happens behind closed doors. At one point, she even suggested that some figures tried to control how others presented themselves. And then everything flipped. She got labeled, pushed out, isolated. The narrative changed fast. One minute she's hosting, next minute people are questioning her completely. Now yes, she had real personal struggles, but the speed of that shift, that's what still has people talking.
Well, Kanye had the kill, and then ASAP had the long dress.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ASAP picture?
Yeah, I'm not down with any of that. I mean, wouldn't be my man.
No?
No.
We brought in Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian. Because he had made some comments about that.
What did he say?
Well, he talked about the whole feminization of hip hop culture from the 80s on. You know?
I think he's taking the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about how when we were younger, you were earring your left ear, and that was considered straight, and earring your right ear, that'd be gay. And then at one point, people started wearing both earrings, and and
then they started wearing girl pants, and then they're wearing jeggings, and then yes, it's very effeminized, but be very clear, there were lots of homosexuals in hip hop back in the 80s too, that was what's worse, hip hop wearing skirts or hip hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood, that and denial of something that you shouldn't have to deny, which is your sexuality. So I hear what Jamar is saying, but we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake.
Now pause for a second, because Katt's point wasn't just about Wendy. It was bigger than that. He was talking about what happens when you don't stay quiet. According to him, once you can't be controlled, They don't argue with you. They remove you. Beat. So now the real question is, who's next? And of course, the internet noticed. People went back to that Wendy interview, analyzing every second. Some say she looked nervous. Others say the vibe changed instantly. Now these are just online opinions. But one thing's clear. That moment still feels off to a lot of people. Next name people bring up? Dave Chappelle. Katt mentioned him for a reason. Dave walked away from a deal worth hundreds of millions. Not because he couldn't handle fame, but because something felt off. And right after that, the narrative flipped. People questioned him, his mindset, his decisions. But years later, he came back the same. Clear, focused, sharp. So now people look back and ask, was that coincidence? Or pressure? And if that happened before, what's stopping it from happening again in 2026? Now this is where things go deeper. Because Katt didn't just talk about people. He hinted at systems. Power, influence, control. And yes, some conversations online connect this to figures like Jeffrey Epstein. Not as direct claims, but as part of a bigger conversation about how influence works behind the scenes. And once you see it like that, you start asking different questions. Who's been talking a lot lately? Who's getting close to sensitive topics? Who's asking questions others avoid? Now here's where it gets real. Katt turned the spotlight on himself. Beat. And that's when everything changed. Because he basically said, if you speak too openly, you're not safe either. Even him. This isn't comedy anymore. This feels like a warning. He's also been vocal about Diddy for years. Not just recently. He's talked about industry environments, private situations, and things he claims he stayed away from. He even said he turned down big money to avoid certain circles. Now again, these are his claims, but people are definitely paying more attention now.
Because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hope I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Hey, in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room. And
you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
And that changes everything. Because now this isn't just talk. This is someone saying they saw what was happening and chose to step away. Beat. But here's the twist. Walking away doesn't always mean you're free. Katt also talked about how artists with huge contracts can suddenly get labeled, pushed out, or replaced. Another name? Chris Tucker. At one point, he stood firm on certain choices. Later, he was seen around situations that raised questions for some people. Nothing confirmed. But again, people point to the pattern, adapt, or get pushed out. And then there's Kanye West. Love him or not, he's been loud about industry control, systems, and how fame really works.
Information is harder to find than you think. It's secret codes. Like even when Jay-Z gave a little bit of codes on 444, there's people I know that tweeted or were texting each other like, he's giving codes away.
And what happened? He got labeled, dismissed, written off. But here's what people keep noticing. Some of the things he said in the past started lining up with things revealed later. That's why the internet is split. Some say he's misunderstood. Others say he went too far. But either way, people are listening again. Now think about this. When you line all these names up, Wendy Williams, Dave Chappelle, Katt Williams, Kanye West, Chris Tucker, you start seeing something speak too much, you get labeled. Step out of line, you get pushed out. Get too close to certain topics, everything changes. So now the real question isn't the past, it's the future. Who's next? Because Katt didn't just talk about what happened. He made it sound like 2026 is already moving, like things are already happening, behind the scenes. And if that's true, the scariest part isn't what we've seen. it's what's coming next. Now I want to hear from you. Is this all coincidence, or do you see a pattern too? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want more real breakdowns like this, hit like, tap subscribe, and check out the next video on your screen.